Can a dolphin truly harm the very person who raised it with love? Did a playful companion really turn against Jessica, the dolphin she nurtured since childhood, trained for shows, and who once stood as a symbol of love between humans and animals? If one day that same dolphin injures its own owner, does it mean the bond has ended? Or is there another story hidden beneath the surface? Engagement line, friends, to uncover the full truth. Stay with us until the end of this video. And if you enjoy real lesson-filled stories, make sure to subscribe to our channel. The beginning of Jessica's story. This is the story of Jessica and her beautiful, intelligent dolphin. Jessica spent her early years in the open ocean, swimming in blue waves, journeying long distances with her mother, and living each day like a new adventure. From the start, Jessica was curious and playful. She would chase schools of fish, leap out of the water just to glimpse the world above, and explore every corner of the sea. The ocean was her home, and freedom was her breath. The shattered peace. But one day, Jessica's peace was shattered. In the early morning, as the first rays of sunlight touched the ocean, massive boats appeared on the horizon. These weren't ordinary fishing boats. Their nets were larger, stronger, and built for something far greater than fish. Their true target was dolphins. Jessica swam beside her mother when a deep, rumbling noise echoed through the water, the roar of motor engines. Panic rushed through Jessica, but her mother signaled her to stay close. Within moments, the giant nets closed in. Her mother fought fiercely to break free, but the trap was too strong. Jessica could only watch, terrified and helpless. Time passed, but the scars of that day lingered. Jessica was no longer the same. Aaliyah, her trainer, soon noticed the difference. The dolphin who once leaped effortlessly into the air now struggled, often needing several tries just to touch the ball. At first, Aaliyah thought it was simple exhaustion, but deep inside, a quiet worry began to grow. Unsettling signs. Then came the strange incidents. 3 days before the big show, Jessica refused a basic trick. When Aaliyah signaled her to swim through a hoop, she didn't even try. Instead, she swam to a corner and stared at Aaliyah with eyes that seemed to speak, "I'm not happy." The day when Aaliyah reached into the water to touch her gently, Jessica pulled back sharply. Something was definitely wrong. And just one day before the show, the warning grew louder. When another trainer approached the pool, Jessica splashed violently and released a sharp, piercing cry. It wasn't playfulness, it was anger. The pressure builds, Aaliyah thought. Maybe the upcoming show, the lights, and the loud crowd were making Jessica restless. Canceling wasn't an option. Tickets were sold. The audience had arrived, and everyone was eager to see her perform. On the morning of the show, Aaliyah studied Jessica closely. She was uneasy, swimming in frantic circles, then disappearing underwater for long stretches. Aaliyah whispered a quiet prayer. Just let today pass safely. She didn't know this would become the most shocking day of her life. The big day. It was a bright day. The blue waves swayed gently in the breeze, and the dolphin park buzzed with excitement. Jessica stood ready at the water's edge, waiting for her closest companion below. Below wasn't just an animal to Jessica. She was family. Jessica had raised her since childhood, cared for her, trained her, and loved her deeply. Usually below would greet Jessica with joyful clicks and playful leaps. But today, her eyes carried a strange look. She circled slowly in the water, silent. When Jessica called out lovingly, Ballo approached, but her movements were stiff, almost cold. Jessica stretched her hand to give the usual gentle pat, but Ballo suddenly jerked her head and pulled away. The attack, the announcer's voice echoed. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Jessica and Ballo's spectacular show. The crowd roared with excitement. The first act went smoothly. Ballo leaped high, struck the ball, and tossed it back. Applause filled the arena. But in the second stunt, everything changed. Jessica stepped into the water, calling Ballo closer. Without warning, Ballo lunged and clamped her powerful jaws on Jessica's arm. Jessica screamed in agony, thrashing desperately. The crowd laughed, thinking it was part of the act. But trainers near the stage knew the truth. Blood spread through the water. Jessica's face turned pale with fear. Trainers shouted, "Let go, Ballo." But the dolphin shook her even harder. Finally, another trainer dove in, tapped Ballo with a metal rod, and she released her grip. Jessica was dragged from the pool, half unconscious, her arm torn and bleeding. The aftermath. Doctors later said that if Ballo hadn't let go at that moment, Jessica might not have survived. Within minutes, the news spread everywhere. Dolphin attacks trainer. The world was stunned. Could dolphins, creatures seen as symbols of love and intelligence, really be dangerous to humans? When Jessica regained consciousness in the hospital, her first words were, "Where is Bob?" A trainer softly replied, "She's safe." But many believe she should be sent away. Jessica's eyes filled with tears. "No, she isn't dangerous. Something must have been wrong. I need to know why she did this." The mystery, why would a dolphin who shared years of love suddenly attack her own trainer? Was it stress from captivity, hidden pain, or simply an accident no one understood? The truth remains a mystery. Closing message, friends. This story reminds us of one powerful truth. The ocean is beautiful, but it is never fully safe. No matter how close our bond, wild creatures carry instincts and emotions we may never control. If you want to hear more shocking, real-life stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned, because sometimes the truth is stranger and scarier than fiction.